exclusive interview. Also, President Uhuru Kenyatta's team has moved to the ICC to stop his case altogether. What are the implications? We'll ask accomplished lawyer Betty Murungi. And could there be more arrest warrants on the way? We'll speak to one loudmouth, boisterous, in-your-face conflict resolution expert. His name is Dr. David Matsang. It is time to ask the hard questions. It is time for Jeff Koinange Live. And here's a reminder, we are live, so we'd like you to be a part of this show. My Twitter handle is @KoinangeJeff. The hashtag is JKL. SMS line is also open. That number is 22155. Again, SMS line is 22155. As promised, it is his very first television interview since an arrest warrant was slapped on him by the ICC. First ever time a journalist has been issued an arrest warrant for allegedly tampering with witnesses. Walter Barasa joins me here with his lawyer, Kibe Mungai, so that they could break down what exactly is going on. Gentlemen, welcome to Jeff Koinange Live. Walter, you must be either a very brave man or very worried man right now.
I'm very worried, man.
Tell me why. I mean, these people could come for you anytime.
Very worried because they told me they must come for me and they must detain me at The Hague.
That's what they told you?
Yes.
When you first got this arrest warrant on, did you know it was coming first of all? Did you know?
I did know, but those guys traveled, they flew from abroad to talk to me politely. One of the investigators from the ICC whispered to me that we've heard you've not been doing good things, that there are some crimes you've been committing in cohorts with the Deputy President of Kenya. But since you are our good friend, we want you to cooperate with us. Then we will go and address that issue, lift that warrant of arrest, and we'll take care of you.
What did they say you were doing with the Deputy President? What did they allege?
When I asked them questions on what I've done, because I told them, first of all, there's nothing I've done. Then they told me that the Deputy President has been using you to coerce and compromise witnesses. That was when I became furious. Because trying to link me with the Deputy President, I told them I can't even remember when I've had talk with the Deputy President. If there was any recent, that must have been before the general elections of 2007.
Did they want you to be a witness against the Deputy President?
When we met for the first time, somebody gave them my name. That was last year, December, between 1st and May. I received a strange call, an anonymous call. A guy introduced himself by the name and said that he's an investigator with the ICC. He requested that I travel from Eldoret to Nairobi. And then by then there was a strike of matatus. He asked me to pick a cab. I picked a cab from Eldoret and I said, let me also go and meet this strange person. When we met, God forbid, at the Westgate Mall, he was with a friend of his. And then he told me that he is also an investigator. When we made introductions, he asked me that we want you to assist us. That you are a very good man. You've been in that region for quite a number of years. You've been a journalist there, and you understand the culture of that region. There have been bouts of politically instigated violence. You understand everything, that you will help us. I didn't know what sort of help they wanted from me.
Go on.
As we continued, they told me that even through your writings, you are a human rights journalist. I told them, okay, well, I'm a human rights journalist. I'm also a trainer of trainers on issues of conflict transformation and peace building. I sometimes go out of my way from being a journalist. I go preach peace. I bring communities together. That was what just after the post-election violence.
Okay, let's fast forward. Did
yes.
they ever ask you at some point to go and get in touch with witnesses?
When I refused, they asked me first of all to become a witness. I told them, no, I'm a journalist. What I do, I write. And I write what I hear from people, not what I know. And I don't know if there was anything, because they told me that we are aware things were planned, that we want you to become a witness with us. I told them, no, that role, that part I cannot play. Yes, and then they told me, please, when we leave this place, go and think about it, that we want you to assist us, because we are told you will assist us.
Let me get back to you in a moment. Kibe
Yes.
Mungai, I know some of this, what we're talking about is sub judice, this legalese that you people use, and we can't talk about the case as it is itself, but a warrant of arrest has been handed down. First went to the Attorney General, then the Minister for Internal Security, then the Chief Justice, then the High Court. Where do things stand right now?
Here, on the 4th of October, the Interior Minister, Honorable Lenku, wrote a letter to the presiding judge of the High Court to transmit the warrant that had been issued by the ICC with a request to the judge that a warrant should be issued against Mr. Baraza in accordance with the laws of Kenya. Of course, when this was announced through the media, Mr. Baraza got in touch with me and seeking advice, because up to this moment, Mr. Baraza is yet to see the warrant of arrest.
He hasn't seen it?
He hasn't seen it. And also the documents that are in support of it. And of course, he raised a constitutional application because there was an element of haste in the manner in which this was done. Because there are certain things that needs to be done first.
Sure. But you prefer, and I've been reading about this, you say you prefer, if he is found guilty of what he's been accused of, that he's tried in Kenya.
Precisely, because offenses against administration of justice are offenses under the International Crimes Act of Kenya. And the whole idea for this act was to ensure that even trials under crimes against humanity, that Kenya would have capacity to engage in those trials. But in this particular case, they straight went to issue the warrants at The Hague, and the Kenyan judiciary has not been given an opportunity to try him as he is entitled to. Because before you are tried in a foreign land, you shouldn't be tried in a foreign land for something that you can be tried in your own courts.
Walter, are you worried right now because you requested 24-hour security? First, do you have security here? Do you have your people?
I'm yet to be conducted since the High Court issued that order yesterday.
So, in your thinking, someone could knock on your door tonight, tomorrow, put some handcuffs on you, drag you to JKIA, boom, and you're at the ICC.
That's the fear I have.
But did you tamper with witnesses, Walter?
I've never tampered with any witness. Even the allegations and the rumors are saying that I did so between May and July, that mentioned in Kampala, I'm not aware of.
So why you then, Walter? Why are they picking on you?
There's something that touches which rings to my brain. When we met for the first time, they wanted I become a witness. When I refused, one of the investigators who called me gave me a name of one of the people they think is going to become their potential witness. It appeared like they had spoken to that person. They had been given names. Then it appears like my name was also among the list of names they had been given as potential witnesses. So when I declined, told me now what we'll do, go and think about it, but we want to send you to somebody whom we have already spoken to. Just go and confirm from that person what we have, because we already have plans to take that person across the border to Uganda for further interrogation and statement recording. And then I told them, if that's what you want from me, and it appears like you've already spoken to that person, I'm a messenger, I'll go meet that person and get to know what you want to hear. It's like you've already spoken to that person. So do they
think that you know something, that you're holding back on something?
Yes. I went and met that person I spoke to that person. That person told me clearly, I spoke to a Mzungu, that's a white man. Mzungu had called me on the phone, I spoke. And then I asked her, I've been sent, because he gave me two names, two leading names, that you go to a certain man, that man will lead you to a certain elderly lady, then that lady will lead you to that person. That person wants, I don't know whether it will be, that person once witnessed in a case in Kenya, and that the same person, I don't want to use the word he or she. That's what I'm trying to.
Sure. Are they a witness? Is that person a witness today?
What I learned later, the person told me, sent some text to me that she had been put to become a witness. Yes.
Kibe Mungai, let me ask you this. Is the ICC reaching out for straws here? I mean, is the case so weak that now they're going after people they allegedly, and accuse them of allegedly tampering with witnesses? Is the case that weak?
Yes, the recent withdrawal of witnesses in the case against the deputy president could not have been taken kindly by the ICC. And I believe, if for whatever reasons they believe Baraza may have anything to do with it, that could probably explain.
Or do they want to set an example with Baraza? Is he the fall guy in this?
In my judgment, it could be worse than this, because as Baraza says, it would clearly complicate the case against the deputy president. For example, if it can be proved that he has engaged in crimes to do with defeating the administration of justice, and therefore viewed that way, Baraza may not even be the main issue. The main issue probably could be somebody else.
But okay, what about the story we're hearing that you could have been a double agent, that you worked for the ICC and then you turned on them to work on the other side? What about that story?
I had never in my mind thought to be a double agent. I just can go back and say that when we met for the first time, what I only agreed to do, to send me to whoever they had spoken to. Because on the same day, they told me that we want you to go meet this person and show them the immigration officers. That very investigator bought a phone for me to take to whoever they'd send me. That to me, they already indicated they had spoken. I took that phone and said, since I'm a messenger, let me take it and show that person immigration officers.
Yeah, did you ever take money from the ICC? Did you take any money?
What they used to do to me, they give me my transport, lunch, and sometimes, as time went on, they wanted me to assist them get more witnesses, apart from the one they had spoken to and sent me to. They gave me a list of names. They showed me a list of names from their laptop computer. When I looked at those names, I dismissed quite a number of names. I boldly told the guy who is quite now at loggerhead with me, when he was with a colleague of his that was at Topeli restaurant, that the names you've shown me, these names are busybodies on the Eldoret streets. These names are gold diggers. And if at all you rely on these people, you will not get any credible witness.
You told them that?
I told them that. And then I asked them one question. I'm a journalist. I sometimes nose around to get a good story with good details. I move up and down. I must talk to people. I must go up, down. Now you people, you are seated here in an hotel and you make calls. And sometimes calls, when you make these calls, you touch on sensitive issues. Somebody will not tell you the truth. Or somebody who even has the truth may refuse to tell you because that person doesn't know you. And whoever could hear a call could be coming from a Mzungu. I come from that region. I understand sometimes how people want money. I told them, if they hear that a call has come from a Muzungu, they say there is money here, and they will come.
Sure.
That was the day I told them, be careful with what you are doing. Because these people will end up abandoning you at 11th hour. Since they believe that you have the money, and they will come for the money. And they will say anything that which they don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kibe Mugai, this man could be facing 5 years in jail. So looking at least 5 years in jail.
Precisely, and that is why he's fighting hard in Kenya, because from his narration of events, it is clear that at least with the ICC investigators and the prosecution, there is an apparent bad blood. You do not want to be charged by people who already have some vengeance against you, and that is precisely why you don't want to be tried in at the Netherlands, when for the same thing you can have an independent prosecutor guaranteed by the Constitution of Kenya, and for the same crimes and offences that are alleged against you.
Do you think you are not guilty, Walter? Do you think that you did not commit a crime?
I have not committed any crime. What I know, they are after me. When we met for the first time, that guy opened an email account in which we all share that email account, and our communication we put in the draft so that you don't transmit, but it may be intercepted. He asks me a question or he sends me down until when we reach to a point when I differed with how they were approaching issues and conducting investigation and talking to potential witnesses. And that was only one person whom I knew they had spoken to, whom they had sent me to. Because it reached a time when I challenged him. And even in one of the emails, I challenged him. Do you think what you are doing here amounts to coaching? Don't you think it amounts to coaching?
What did they say?
He brushed off that idea and told me we know what we'll do. And later on he said that this is what will make the statement of that person to be very strong. That was where our difference first of all started. I started developing cold feet.
Let me just quickly read one of the tweets, because the tweets are coming in thick and fast, and the hashtag is JKL. There's one, Julius Kirimi. He says, this Walter Baraza is a serial liar. That's what he's saying. What do you tell him?
That could be misunderstanding.
Here's another one, Fred Mwangela. He says, why Walter? There are so many Kenyans. This story of ICC accusing him because he refused to testify doesn't add up. What do you think, Kibe? They're saying it doesn't add up.
I think there's a matter for evidence, and much of this will come out in due course. I'm sure you'll be in Kenya.
In the meantime, Walter, sorry to say, but you could be heading to jail. And even if you're not, on your CV or whenever people look up Walter Baraza, they'll always say ICC warrant of arrest for the rest of your natural life. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to live with that.
What will I do now? Because I remember when those guys flew on 14th of September, I didn't know that somebody had told them I'm talking to witnesses. Because the question we quarreled. When we met there, then they tried to insinuate that I met the deputy president when he was coming from Japan. I told them, if that's where you are trying to lead me, I'm ready to differ with you guys. You know, they had issued on 2nd August secretly. Then now they flew to Kenya on 14th. On 15th now, they're coming to tell me, you know, it's like these things like this. That please, if you will cooperate with us, we are going to take care of you. We will even take you out of this country. that you're going to become a lecturer and we'll take care of your family. And we want to go with you today. Then I told them no. And they told me that your life is in danger, you'll be killed. That's why we have come for you. I told them, I've traveled from Eldoret up to this place, and I've been moving up and down. My life is not in danger. How do you fly from outside and come and tell me that my life is in danger? I told them no.
In the meantime, did the deputy president's people, did they contact you? Did they try to contact you?
Nobody has contacted me, even up to the time when I went to the press. It's only now we are talking that issue with my lawyer. Nobody even close to the ranks of the deputy president has contacted me.
Kibe, paint a picture for us, if you will. How is this going to end? Because any way you look at it, it's not going to end well.
No. We are optimistic that it should end well, for the simple reason that if we succeed in urging the Kenyan court to uphold the laws of Kenya and to have Mr. Baraza tried in Kenya, he would have his day in court, and based on the allegations that we have had, and even the witnesses who will be called upon to come and testify in a public court as opposed to the secret trials that have started taking place at The Hague, I believe he will be acquitted, he will be exonerated. Therefore, I'm very optimistic.
You are?
That as long as the Kenyan law and the constitutions are applied in a faithful manner, he has got no reasons to worry for the rest of his life about the warrant from ICC.
But the ICC could come back and say, you know what? We're not going to listen to those courts in Kenya. You people, you cannot sort yourselves out. We want this man here in The Hague. What are you going to say, Kibe?
It is a funeral. The law that applies in Kenya is, since we are member state of ICC, there is a choice of place of trial. It can either be at The Hague or in Kenya. If you have nothing to hide, and the Kenyan courts are available, you try him in Kenya, and if finally he goes to Hague, you hope that he'll stand a fair trial.
Yeah.
There is really no fear per se per the evidence. The bigger issue probably the politics that is being generated by the ICC prosecutor regarding his case.
Yeah.
But I believe for Baraza per se, it should be an easy matter anywhere. But because of the issues of convenience of place for trial and the issues of vigilance, you should be tried in your own country.
But as I'll leave the last word to you, do you regret ever meeting these people?
I don't regret much. It also made me to know how they conduct their investigations and how they handle witnesses.
But now you find yourself in this position.
Now that since I'm already in the mix, it's good, I'm happy that I've known how they conducted their investigations and what sometimes they do with witnesses.
Which is what?
That to me, I can put it in plain, in black and white, that there is an element of coaching of witnesses.
I guess, all I can say is good luck, man, because it's going to take a while. For you to clear your name, it's going to take a while. You're aware of that?
Yeah.
You think you'll be able to clear your name?
As per my understanding and to the best of my knowledge, I'll clear my name. Yes.
Walter Baraza, thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time and good luck.
Thank you very much.
Kibe.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Oh, God, the best.
Walter Baraza, their first ever journalist to be slapped with an arrest warrant for allegedly tampering with witnesses. He says he is not guilty and he wants to be tried here at home if it comes to that. Doesn't want someone breaking down his door and dragging him to the airport and flying him to the ICC. That's what he says through his lawyer. Coming up, could there be more arrest warrants? And also, the president's lawyers have moved to the ICC to stop his case altogether.